So your board or your CEO has asked you to create this AI workforce strategy. Like anybody knows what the hell that is, right? Don't worry, I'm here to help you avoid making $1 million mistake by focusing on the wrong problem. So the common advice right now is all about job replacements. You'll see these sensational clips from experts, kind of like this.
Artificial intelligence is going to replace literally half of all white-collar workers in the U.S.
This AI technology is going to be the most transformative technology in our lifetime.
I'm a little bit more worried about the labor impact simply because it's happening so fast that yes, people will adapt, but they may not adapt fast enough. I think we do need to be concerned about it.
All right, so the natural reaction right now is to focus on defense. What jobs do we cut? How can we automate entire job families? But that's the trap. If you focus on reacting and replacement, it's not a strategy. In fact, it's probably going to put you and your company years behind the competition. So the real risk isn't replacement. It's all about productivity degradation. Say that twice in a row. Data shows that companies who actually integrate AI into the core workflows will see a significant decline in the output in the first 18 to 12 months. Let me say that again. Putting AI into your workflows does not always equal immediate productivity. In fact, there's some studies that support what I'm saying. According to an MIT study, firms that begin integrating AI into the business functions can see an actual initial productivity of a decline by 1.3 percentage points. And it gets even higher if you weigh in bias-adjusted impacts. So the risk of failing to embed AI deeply in your core workflows is a significant risk. The winning strategy is not about eliminating jobs. It's about how do you augment them to avoid the slow decline in productivity. And right now I'm seeing that leaders are looking at two futures, and most of the time they're choosing the wrong one. The wrong future is built on fear, and it focuses just on replacement. It looks a lot like what we saw with IBM.
In May, IBM CEO told the Wall Street Journal the tech giant replaced hundreds of human resource workers with AI, but in turn hired more programmers and salespeople.
All right, did you catch that? Now, if all you did was read the news, you would see in the headlines, IBM slashes jobs because of AI. But the real story is they actually took their resources and reallocated it somewhere else in the company. And this is what we're seeing a lot of competitive companies do. They're focusing on a strategy of multiplication. They're not asking how do we replace people. They're really sitting down and going, okay, how do we leverage this new tool of AI to augment our people and make them super employees? In fact, Josh Bersin did a whole wonderful study on the impact of AI and creating what he's calling super employees. And so what we're seeing is that the future looks maybe a little bit less like layoffs and maybe something like this.
I think we're going to live in a world where there are going to be hundreds of millions and billions of different AI agents, eventually probably more AI agents than there are people in the world. A lot of what we're focused on is giving every creator and every small business the ability to create AI agents for themselves, making it so that every person on our platforms can create their own AI agents that they want to interact with. And if you think about it, these are just huge spaces, right? So there are hundreds of millions of small businesses in the world. And one of the things I think is really important is basically making it so with a relatively small amount of work, a business can basically, a few taps, stand up an AI agent for themselves that can do customer support, sales, communicate with all their people, all their customers.
All right, so that is a very crucial distinction that I don't think anyone's talking about, is the ability for agentic AI to level up people, to free them from the mundane tasks, to multiply them, which is what we've been talking about. That's the strategy that HR and the C-suite should really be focused on, not just solely focused on how do we increase our bottom line by eliminating individuals. But we do have a major problem on our hands, and we need to talk about it. So we can't pursue a strategy of augmentation if we have not developed and trained our workforce, and that's a serious problem. The World Economic Forum states that 97 million jobs will be added because of AI over the next 5 years, but we do not have the workforce that's ready for them. And what's worse is that a lot of the institutions that are training the up and coming workforce, they're not training them for the workforce of the future. And this is the new crisis that every HR and C-suite executive is facing. You can't buy your way into an AI augmented workforce. You actually have to take the time and invest the energy and the resources to build one. The expectation that makes a good employee even an entry-level one has fundamentally changed overnight. And in fact, the national unemployment rate sits and hovers somewhere around 4%, where the college grad unemployment rate is sitting at 6.6%, which is the highest in a decade.
The unemployment rate for new college grads has recently surged, and some economists say businesses are now replacing entry-level jobs with artificial intelligence. Here's CBS's Ali Bauman.
So if you look at this chart, it actually shows the percentage of increase year over year that AI skills are listed in the job description. Now, at first you're probably thinking, all right, this is just tech. It's not. We're starting to see a significant increase across industries and across job levels. So AI is no longer a special skill to have. It is very quickly becoming a baseline. And this means that the single most important function of HR going forward is not just recruiting. Remember, you can't buy your way out of this. It is rapid and continuous rethinking your workforce, reskilling, and then redeploying them. All right, so despite all the noise and the conflicting reports, when you filter it all down, every single expert agrees on one clear action item. It's the one thing that's going to empower your employees, it's going to close the skill gap, and it's going to absolutely drive the augmentation strategy. It is all down to AI literacy. And building this capability across your organization is the single most important strategic imperative for any level of leadership today. And that's it. That is your simple, highly focused AI workforce strategy that's going to absolutely guarantee your success. So I hope if I did my job, you went from what the hell is an AI workforce strategy to, all right, I think I got a plan. If you like this, make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel. I like to put out this type of content. And do me one favor, share this with someone that you think might need to hear the same message. I'll see you next time.